All right. I thought I would start us off today with a quote by the late Bob Proctor. He said, "We're only limited by weakness of attention and poverty of imagination." I thought that was just an awesome quote, and I thought we'd dig into that a little bit and dig into the book, The Science of Getting Rich, just a little bit as well. So thank you all for being here. I'm Samantha, and I'm a therapist, and I'm creating a video every day for a year to get over my fear of public speaking and social anxiety, and this is video 179 of 365. I've not missed a day. I encourage you all to never miss a day on yourself. This might lead into a different tangent with this video. Always show up for yourself. Me deciding to do this was a huge decision for me because I am not a selfie person. I have to take a selfie every dang day now. Every day I got to take a selfie. I am not a selfie person. I never took any selfies before. Hardly ever, like if ever, maybe a handful of them. I sure wasn't on a camera every day. But I have this want to serve people and help people. And that's why I'm here. And so I had to learn to trust myself, that I was actually going to show up for myself every day. So I want you to think about, where are you not showing up for yourself every day? Confidence comes from, and I learned this today, I was watching a Russell Brunson training today, and he went into talking about, Myron Golden was actually on there. If you don't know these people, check them out. They're Russell Brunson and Myron Golden. They're two of my favorite businessmen, I guess you could call them, that I've followed for a long time. They're amazing. And they talked about confidence and the word, like if you really pick apart words and look at their definitions, like confidence has confidant basically in it, confidant. And so confidant is like, that brings up the word, oh, trustworthy. Like, oh, if we're going to be confident, then we need to be trustworthy in ourselves. We need to trust ourselves, in other words. I hope that made sense what I just said. I've never taught that before, so I don't know. We got to trust ourselves. Most people don't trust themselves, and I think that's why they don't get anything done, or they don't get their goals achieved, because they don't trust themselves. They don't have the confidence. They lack the confidence. They lack the trust. So the way that I built trust in myself was showing up every day for myself. Decide what your non-negotiables are too. Like my non-negotiables are meditation, journaling, and working out every day, and staying hydrated and all the things. Like I rarely don't do those things. I make my bed every single day. I have since I was alive, I think. I mean, every day, like never stopped. Clean everything, all the laundry's done, everything's done. Like these are non-negotiables. My life is totally maintained, except I'm creating this big business that I am just so excited to create, but it's going to take all of me. I know it will. And so I'm preparing, I'm setting up systems. I'm figuring out what's the easiest, most efficient way to get certain things done to where I can actually show up for myself and knock the biggest domino down that I'm trying to knock down. And so in order to do those big things, we've got to create these non-negotiables in our life to where we can learn to trust ourselves with our own goals, because it's only you against you. You're the only one you have to convince. Do you feel capable? Do you feel worthy? If you don't, it's going to be a lot harder to succeed. But you've got to learn to remember that you can program your brain any way you want it to think. You can tell it any way you want it to think. There were some people I was talking to today. They didn't know that you could do that. They were like, I can choose my thoughts. I was like, yeah, you can start learning to direct your attention where you want it to go. And you can think about whatever you want to think about. You're already thinking about negative things. Have you ever thought you could think about positive things? They're like, no. And so I think a lot of people just aren't aware that they can do that. It's so cool that we can do that. We have the ability to choose. That is freedom. So if you think you don't have any freedom, you have all the freedom in the world because you have the power of choice. Even if you're in prison, just like Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl, he was in a concentration camp. He found happiness in there because he used his mind to create happiness. And this is what I was looking for when I was first seeing clients. I remember the first couple years, I was like noticing the horrible systems and all of the poverty and everything I was seeing that was broken. I was like, man, there's got to be a way to fix this. And there's got to be a way for everyone that wants services like therapy or case management or whatever they're needing. There's got to be a way for them to get this treatment that they need. And what is that one thing everybody has? Their mind. We hope everybody has their mind. Some people might not have their mind anymore, and that's okay. But most of us do. And so we've got to use it wisely. Like, use your mind wisely. Use it as a tool. Your imagination is a tool. You've got to use it. And so, like The Science of Getting Rich, I read this book. I've been studying this book more now than ever. But I just want to read this little sentence out of here. To think what you want to think is to think truth, regardless of appearances. So I think I'm going to get into like teaching more of this book, maybe in a series, because it is one of the most important books I think anyone can read. That's just my opinion. It is amazing. It works for everything. It's the science of getting rich, but it's not just getting rich. It's everything. It's health, wealth, happiness. Everything can be achieved by reading a book like this and practicing. The number one thing that we don't do is we don't think on purpose. We think by default programming. And default programming basically means a long time ago, somebody said something to you and you believed it. Or somebody abused you and you made a meaning out of that, not unknowingly, subconsciously made a meaning that you weren't worthy or you weren't good enough or that you didn't matter. And so that little you is still inside you, running the show in the background, which is keeping you from your money, keeping you from your happiness, keeping you from the love that you want, all of those things. So that's why I love to teach about self-concept and how you view yourself. Because when you start to feel really good inside yourself, you're going to see your whole world shift. It's just the coolest thing ever. And I've never felt happier and more at peace than I have as soon as I shifted my self-concept. And it is just, I can't even tell you guys, if you just practice, I promise you, just stick with me, hear my words every day. If you want to, hear my words and implement this stuff. And then one of the number one things I've been recommending is just tell everything thank you. And down to your toilet paper. Thank you, toilet paper. Thank you so much. Thank you for a working bladder. What if you didn't have a working bladder? I mean, some people out there don't. You know, it's like your problems would be a lot smaller if you didn't have a working bladder. Think about that. Think about all these things that we just take for granted every day. And then pretty soon we're like in a crisis. So I love to help prevent crises, like a lot. That's one of my favorite things. It's like, if we know better, let's do better. So remember that you can direct your thoughts anywhere you want them to go. You can choose, do I want to live off default programming today, or am I going to choose to live differently? And you got to show up for yourself. That's where your confidence comes from. You've got to decide. Like, it comes down to, this is who I'm deciding to be. Instead of self number one, I'm going to be self number two today. What does self number two do that self number one may not do? What do I need to let go of that I can't take with me to self number two? That's a big one. What thoughts do I need to let go of that don't belong in this new life I want to live? That I say I want to live, but I'm not doing the mental work. That's all we have to do, the mental work. As soon as you start doing the mental work, you're going to be inspired to take different actions that lead you to your goal. It will, like The Science of Getting Rich says, there's a whole thing, but it says, you've got to have mental clarity about what you're wanting and basically command the universe. Formless substance is what they call it in the book, to conspire the 1,000 men it could take to make this thing happen for you. But each step that you take is a stepping stone toward that realized goal, whatever it is that you want. And so I'll be teaching more about that, but it's directed thought regardless of appearances. Get very clear on what you want, why you want it, the purpose of it. What do you want to feel when you have this thing or get this thing done or whatever it is that you're wanting? And then before you see it, you got to believe it. You don't see it and then believe it. You got to believe it first. You've got to act as if you already are that person. Act as if you already are driving that car. Act as if you're going to that job you want. Act as if that person is sleeping next to you every day. See your wedding day. See your child being born. Hold your child. Whatever it is that you're wanting, start visualizing it. And believe your vision. Believe what you see when you close your eyes. You know how when you're imagining, you close your eyes most of the time. And you're believing it. You're feeling it. You're conjuring it up so much that you're feeling an emotion and it feels so good. So what you want to do is stay in that feeling. Hold that energy that you just conjured up with nothing changing outside of you. Hold the energy. Open your eyes and maintain. That's the hardest thing we have to do, because then when you open your eyes, you're seeing what reality is in front of you. But as you start to shift inside and believe what you're imagining more than what you're seeing, and stay focused, laser focused on what you just imagined versus what you're seeing without doubting it. That's all you have to do. Isn't that so cool that we can do that? It's just all the freedom in the world, all the power in the world. If you've tried it before and it didn't work, I guarantee that at some point you doubted yourself or you gave up. Something happened. I guarantee you haven't practiced it enough, because I had to look at myself too. I was like, I've practiced this before. Like, is this going to work? You just have to slowly change your self-concept to say, I'm capable and I'm worthy. Those are the things we need to solidify first, I believe, because if we don't, it's going to be a lot harder. We'll still get what we want, but it may be a lot harder along the way. Let's make it as efficient and easy as possible and fun along the way. And remember, it isn't about the attainment of the goal. It's about like who you become in the process, because you're going to become a different person. Like me doing YouTube, it's making me become this person that I didn't even know I could become. It's like I knew what I wanted to be, but I didn't know how I'd get there or what would happen along the way internally. And it is such an amazing thing that happens. And it's so personal for everybody. So you never know who you're going to turn into when you decide your journey. And you just have to decide, I want to be different. So what am I going to let go of? Am I going to let go of this feeling that I can't do this thing? Am I willing to let go of gossip? Am I willing to let go of complaining? Am I willing to let go of the way that I look at this person, that I've always looked at them this way, but kind of makes me feel bad inside? So am I willing to kind of let go of that and mind my own business? Like the video yesterday, mind your own business. Am I willing to mind my own business? Which means, am I willing to stop scrolling? Am I willing to stop complaining? Am I willing to direct my focus and attention on only my vision? Maybe not getting on my phone, not getting on TV, not getting on anything, even this YouTube channel. Just like, am I willing to sit in silence and create this vision for myself and just be with myself and show up for myself so I can trust myself, so I can realize my goals? This is all just stepping stones. So we have to decide. And I had to decide to do this. I had to decide that I've got to get over my fears of being judged. See, social anxiety and fear of public speaking is just like a fear of being judged. I don't care if somebody judges me anymore. You got to get to that point where you're just like, I'm here to help people. Whoever is here to listen, whoever is not here to listen and wants to judge, that's totally fine. I really haven't experienced that too much, like at all, I think. Like, I don't think I've gotten a negative comment yet, which is awesome. I appreciate that. Because it's just like, I don't care. I want to just help people. I don't have to do this, but I feel called to do this. So that's why I do it. And so whoever is meant to listen to you, if you're scared of anything, you're wanting to start a channel yourself, it's like somebody will find you that needs you. And you'll create your little tribe. And I think that's so awesome. And you just never need to worry about being judged when you're serving people. You've got to put that aside, put yourself aside, and say, I'm here to serve. And the more you think of the other people that you're helping, it gets a lot easier. But yeah, I think social anxiety and fear of public speaking is just like a fear of judgment, and all eyes on you and like all the attention is on you. Well, then why are you uncomfortable with getting attention? What does that tie back to in childhood? And so there's so many facets of that too, but I think it comes down to a decision like, yeah, I want to be different. And here's the blueprint I'm going to take personally. And if you need help with any of that, I never really mentioned this too much, but I do offer coaching, mentorship, whatever you want to call it. So the links are below and everything. And if you want to sign up for my email list, go ahead. That'd be awesome. I'll send you a little goodie that I've been sending out to people. And I will have some more emails going out eventually once I get everything set up. I'm just learning step by step all these different things. And I don't want to overload myself too much. But I'm about to do a lot more and offer a lot more for you guys. So I appreciate you guys so much. Remember to direct your focus, like really focus on what you're focusing on. Make sure you're aware of the things that actually benefit you and don't harm you. And watch your patterns, because you're going to notice that the way you thought yesterday is the way you're thinking today. 95% of the thoughts you thought yesterday, you're thinking today. So you've got to direct your thoughts where you want them to go. And especially with the holidays coming up, you got to direct those thoughts. So I'll be back tomorrow for another ramble. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And if this message helped you and you feel like it might help somebody else, please send it to them. Feel free. And I'd appreciate that so much. I just want as many people to hear this information that can. And please like and subscribe if you'd like to. And I will be back tomorrow. Bye.